Hey Moorelands, I got a challenge for you.
Lead on, because we're Moorelands kids. Lead on, and we know where we're going. Yeah, we're all here to spread some cheer and help you all to grow. With our HQs and me and you, come with us and you'll know. Lead on, because we're Moorelands kids. Lead on, and we know where we're going.
Hi Moorelands, Jauntzy here with another exciting edition of Moorelands Kids Lead On. I have a paper chain challenge for you to do today. Say that 10 times fast. I guarantee you're gonna trip yourself up. So before we get started with our paper chain challenge, let's just first go over what our habits and qualities are this week. So remember that our habit this week is achieve more together, and our quality is trustworthiness. So trustworthiness, for those of you who don't remember, is doing what you say you're going to do. So for example, we at Moorelands Kids said we were gonna have a video up on our virtual programs page and on our YouTube channel every day, Monday to Friday, 4 o'clock for you. And we've been doing that, so that's a way that you know you can trust us. For Achieve More Together, that's all about taking everyone in your group's strengths and putting them together, because together, all of those strengths let you do more. And a great example of that, which I think I said last time too, is that Fisher and I, as the camp directors, we each have different things that we're strong with and that we're really good at, and together we're able to run all of camp. And without both of us working together and achieving more together, we would not be able to do that. I would not be able to run camp all by myself without Fisher and without all the other staff there and things like that. So now that we've gone over our habit and quality, let's get started on today's challenge. So for this challenge, you don't need a lot of materials at all. In fact, you can pretty much use probably everything you can find in your own house. And so what you need is some tape or a stapler, whichever one you're more comfortable with and whichever one your parents are comfortable with you using. You need a pair of scissors, and you need just one sheet of paper. Now, it's really important that you only have one sheet of paper. And the reason is because this challenge is for you to take this one sheet of paper and see if you can make a chain longer than anyone else's. So let's figure out first how to make a paper chain. The very first thing you want to do to make a paper chain is you want to cut the paper into strips, so just long lines. Now you can cut this way or this way, you can cut diagonally, you can cut in whatever way you want, as long as you get long rectangles out of it. That's the most important part. And remember that when you're deciding how you want to cut your paper, you're trying to make sure that you're making the longest chain. So even though this way will give you longer pieces of paper, you get less out of them. So is that really going to make as big a chain as this way, because you can cut more pieces this way, but they're shorter. So you have to think about what is the best way to do it. So let's cut. I'm going to cut out 2 strips just to show you how to make those chains. Now, the way to make the chain is very, very easy. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take your rectangular strip that you've cut and you're gonna fold it over to make a circle just like that. Then you're gonna use your tape to either tape it right here where you folded it over, or you can use a stapler and just staple it on either side. And now you have your first link in your chain. So to make your second link, you're gonna take your second piece of paper, put it through, fold it over again and close it up. This time I'll show you how to do it with tape. Okay, so you have your piece of tape, you have your part where you folded it over, and you just need to tape over that part. I would recommend, if you can, having a long enough piece of tape that you can fold that tape over so that both sides get taped. Now, there's my first link in my chain. What you need to do to win this challenge is to take that one sheet of paper that you have and make as long a chain as you possibly can. So you're gonna be cutting out as many strips of paper as you can. Now, I don't want you to do this all by yourself, even though I'm all by myself. What I want you to do is, if they're up for it, ask your family for help. Because remember, this week's habit and quality is achieve more together. So you can have your own thoughts, but other people in your family might have thoughts too about really good ways to do that. And if you all work together, you can all think of the best way to make this chain, try out a couple of different ways, and finally work together to measure that chain. Because when your chain gets really, really long, it's gonna be a lot harder to measure. So I'm gonna quickly finish making my chain so that you can see how long mine is, so that you have something to beat. So let's get started. There you go. So that's how long my chain is. You can see it's a little bit longer than one length of my arm. In fact, I'd say it's probably just about the length of my arm, maybe actually a little bit shorter. I'm not sure if you can actually see that, but there you go. That's my chain. So your challenge for this week is to use that habit of achieving more together and to try to make a chain not just longer than mine, but the longest chain. You can use the comments down below on YouTube to comment how long your chain is, or you could even shoot me an email at info@moorelands.ca, and I'll make sure that all of those links that you send in to me, we'll definitely post them up if we get enough of them, and we'll let you know who was able to make the longest chain. So, like I said, for our habit, achieve more together, try to do this as a whole family, because all of you probably have lots of different great ideas on the best way to do this. For trustworthiness, that is going to come from when you're working together, doing what you say you're gonna do. So if you say you're the one who's gonna cut all the strips, you have to make sure that you have to cut all those strips of paper and not just get bored in the middle of it. Okay, so I can't wait to hear how long all of you were able to make your chains. I can't wait to, if you want, you could even send pictures, so I can't wait to see those pictures. And finally, Moorelands kids, we out.